So this is the demo for Turning Point: Fall of Liberty, a first-person shooter set, I think in 1940 or 1942, something like that, in an alternate historical universe where Winston Churchill was assassinated and shitty games were made on a regular basis. So essentially, the plot of the game is Nazis won over in Europe, and then they decided to invade the U.S., and you're a construction worker and you're just running for your life. And after playing this demo, hopefully you will decide that it's not worth playing. So anyway, I started the game up. Turning Point: Fall of Liberty. Logo exactly like Resistance: Fall of Man. If you don't see that similarity, you're out of your mind. And Resistance: Fall of Man was also an alternate history World War II first-person shooter. So I don't know. I just thought that was kind of bullshit. And the game is kind of bullshit, and it's kind of fucking boring and stupid. So I'm just going to spend the rest of this, how long is this video? 12 minutes? Spend the next 11 and a half minutes just bitching about how crappy this game is. But what if Winston Churchill hadn't survived? I'm sure that somebody else would have stepped up and led England to victory, but maybe that's just me. Now, one thing that's kind of driven me crazy about every game that I've ever played that uses the Unreal 3 engine is that the textures take forever to load. Fucking forever to load. You'll be in-game, you'll be looking at something, and then as like a cutscene or whatever is going on, the textures will load right in front of you. And this is the best part of the demo right here. So you're on the top of a very, very tall building, and the best part is just jumping off the building and killing yourself. Because the combat's no fun at all. So anyway, you restart the demo. And I think like right bumper is run or some bullshit like that. And this kind of goes back to what I said in the last video that I narrated. Why the fuck can't games just copy the control scheme from another game? I mean, there's only so many possibilities for controls that you can possibly have. So why the fuck wouldn't you just copy what another successful game has done? And I mean, use what works. I mean, there's not. I don't see any shame in just copying someone else's controls. I mean, if you're copying their logo, that's something. If you're copying their story, that's something else. If you're copying their controls, who gives a shit? And then there's stats that are pretty pointless. They're not even interesting at all. I'm not sure why I'm going through the menu right here. Oh yeah, I wanted to look at the controls, I think. Oh, yeah. And Call of Duty does the same thing as this. I mean, the sensitivity, it jumps way too high when you adjust it from low to medium to high. And like, if you play Call of Duty 4 and put the, do a custom, Call of Duty 4 get plus 60, do a custom sensitivity of 10, it's just absolutely impossible to play that. I don't know why they had it be so shitty like that. I mean, you're either using medium or 4. It's the same kind of bullshit here. Like, high was way too fast to turn around, and medium is just extremely sluggish. And you can't, and you feel like you're drunk and just wandering around here. So I got to a checkpoint and running around, making my way out of the burning building. I think you're supposed to follow that, but I'm not sure. But it worked out pretty well for me anyway. And some parts in this demo aren't very intuitive, or it's not very intuitive where you're supposed to go. I think there's later on I'm stuck in the building and it's fire. This is actually kind of cool. different like finishing moves on these guys, and I actually thought that was kind of interesting, like context sensitive part of it. But actually, the first time I played this demo, I completely missed that part. You know, like look at that shit. Wouldn't you think that you could shoot up those glass panels and you're supposed to fall down below? No, you're supposed to climb up, higher up into a building that's getting blown to pieces. I don't know, my instinct would be getting to the ground. I don't know, maybe shoot the exploding barrels and don't explode. Getting on an elevator, it's on the outside of the building that's getting bombed. It seems like a really stupid idea. And it turns out it is. But it's the only way. I mean, I don't expect the game to be 100% realistic, but there's just some things that just drive me fucking crazy. The graphics actually look pretty good though, but it's weird. Like the cityscape out in the distance, and some things just look really realistic, but then the enemy looks so cartoonish, and that the parachute just looks it's from a cartoon. But like before, at least they don't have like texture loading problems that a lot of the other Unreal 3 engine games have. Like I'm making a Mass Effect guide right now, and I'm sure I'm gonna bitch about that a lot while I'm doing voiceovers for a lot of videos. These enemies just look like cartoons. Their death animations are just crazy. Wow, 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 let this fall down, fall up and completely down. I found that with this gun at least, that there's absolutely no point using the iron sight unless it's really far away. Some of them are just shit. No fucking use. I don't know. You'd think in a time where Call of Duty, the absolute staple of World War II shooters, has moved on from World War II shooters, that some other companies would decide that maybe creating a new series in World War II might not be the best thing because the market's kind of dried up. These guys decided just to plug away and put out another fucking World War II shooter with lame-ass guns. I mean, with Resistance, you at least had some alien guns, and like the carbine, the M4 carbine, it was like fast firing gun. It, probably wasn't realistic at the time, but it was a lot of fun to use that gun. And here's another context-sensitive fatality, I guess. That's probably the only saving grace I've seen in this game so far. That German dude killed me the first time I played this time. So the easiest way is just let it go past and just keep moving. I don't even know what to say anymore. This demo is just fucking boring. Running around shooting the guys that are spawning directly behind me. loaded on that guy with the first couple bursts. Didn't even kill him. I think those are civilians I was just shooting at right there. And then I completed the demo.
You there! You! With the gun! We're setting up a counterattack! Hop in if you want to help!
And then I disable all the other civilians in the dust and try to help them out. What the hell? Oh, that's fucked up.